Hey friends, and welcome back. Today I wanted to share with you how to make a really easy candy centerpiece. Carter had a candy party for his 6th birthday, so I wanted to make a sprinkle type centerpiece. So I'm just taking a mason jar and putting a toilet paper roll in the center of it, so that way we're not filling the whole thing up with our quote-unquote sprinkles, and we can use less of them. So I am just taking our sprinkles and putting them around the tube inside of our mason jar. You could use a funnel or you could cut the corner of the bag to get them in easier. I just wanted to use the same plastic bag over and over each time that I dyed my rice to make the sprinkles, so I didn't want to cut the bag. But if it's easier for you to get them in, you can cut the bag or use a funnel. I just kind of bent the baggie a little bit and it kind of worked out just fine anyway. And then I'm just shaking it and moving them around so they are in an even layer in the bottom of our mason jar. I wanted to use rice instead of sprinkles because rice is a lot cheaper than sprinkles, and I'm just using food coloring to dye the rice so they look like sprinkles and not like rice. Especially if you have a lot of centerpieces to make, this is going to keep costs down, and a lot of this stuff you can get at the Dollar Tree too. The lollipops that I'm using for the center, the big swirly ones, are also from Dollar Tree. In order to dye your rice, you just want to put some rice into a plastic baggie and then use some food coloring to shake it all up with, and I just kind of mixed it around with my fingers and it did a good job of dyeing all of the rice. For the darker colors, I used about 4 drops. For the yellow, I used a bit more, so it was a little bit more darker or vibrant. But remember, you can always add more drops. You can't take away drops. So start on the conservative side and add more if you need. And you can see I'm just kind of smushing the rice around because there are pockets that obviously have more food coloring in them. So I'm just pushing the rice into those pockets and evening out the coloring a bit.
Candies! Candy, can I have some? Can we have some?
Well, this is not actually candy. It's
Okay.
It's rice.
Carter, guess what the pinata's filled with? Candy. Yep.
Broccoli.
It's a broccoli pinata.
Ew! I don't want it in!
You think it's really a broccoli pinata? Or you think we're teasing? Apparently, my rice sprinkles are good enough to fool the boys into thinking it's candy, and we did not have a broccoli pinata. The pinata was in fact filled with candy as well. Maybe it should have been broccoli though. There was a lot of candy at this party. Like I said before, for the yellow, I did add quite a bit of yellow food coloring since I wanted it to be a darker yellow. So I added, I don't know, I think it was 7 drops of food coloring. I didn't really count. I just kind of winged it for this whole project, and I'm really happy with the end result and how everything turned out. It was really easy to make. Even Carter, my 6-year-old, was able to help. So even if you do this with kids, I think it's a fun project. Even just dyeing the rice was a fun project to do, and I think it would be really good too for sensory bins to have colored rice if you wanted to use it for that. So here is my mason jar with all of its quote-unquote sprinkles inside of it, and then the tube down the center. And then I just took some yellow ribbon and tied a quick bow around the top of my jar. I made these printables on my computer just following the theme of Carter's invitation, and I just cut those out into circles, and I'm just going to tape them on top of these giant lollipops from the Dollar Tree to cover up that label. And they say 6 is sweet. It was his party theme, and they're gonna look really good inside of that jar. And I just filled the rest of it up with some smaller lollipops. You could stick something inside the tube so you don't have lollipops falling down, but I had a ton of lollipops, so it didn't bother me that some slid down there to help hold the other ones up. And I just stuck those ones in there as well. And I'm all set. All done. I have this cute little centerpiece for Carter's 6th birthday party. Stay tuned so you can watch the entire party video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, you can find more from us here. Make sure you subscribe so you can follow all of our adventures. Give it a big thumbs up and let me know down in the comment what was your favorite party theme that you've ever had or hosted. Bye, guys.